Hey everyone, Jerry with Vinci Digital. We are a digital marketing agency that helps lifestyle brands and small businesses create more measurable and sustainable opportunities for growth. We understand the importance of consistency and authenticity, but we also know that when it comes to standing out in the crowd, it can be difficult to consistently come up with fresh and unique ideas that set you apart and get your business noticed. Even the most creative people can have trouble keeping up with the high demands that come with pumping out content week after week. From blogs to social media content and new ad campaigns, inspiration can begin to dry up and burnout can set in, leaving you frantically hunting for some way to get those creative juices flowing again. So today I've come up with 5 tips and tricks to help you find inspiration and get creative and stand out from the crowd when you feel like your creativity is tapped and you're out of ideas. So let's get into it. So number 1, revisit old ideas with fresh eyes. Have you heard the saying, no new stories? While the truth in that statement is debatable, one thing we can say for certain is even if there are no new stories, there will always be new ways to tell them. Our first tip is to look to the past and check out the stories your brand has already told. Look back at your most successful content, videos that went viral, ads that had high click-throughs, and any piece that produced high conversions. Gather members of your team to review all the collateral and roundtable how you would create a continuation of that theme or alter it altogether to create something new. There's also another saying I'm going to bestow on you really quickly, and it's a good one, so you might want to write this down. Here it goes. Don't fix what isn't broken. If something worked well in the past, it may not need much alteration. Embrace the fact that an old idea can be recycled and improved with just a couple minor tweaks, or even just by implementing the concept of new mediums or platforms. Point number 2, turn to the unexpected. Within your team, you may have a group of usual suspects you turn to when it comes to the creative process or when you're on the hunt for fresh ideas. You may have a self-proclaimed creator among you that serves as your business's personal idea factory. Regardless of who is typically the creative one, our next tip is to turn to the unexpected. When a creative wall has been officially hit, make a hard right to the people you typically never approach for these types of projects, which can be just what you need to get inspired. While these unexpected team members are familiar with your brand, products, and services, they aren't ever asked to contribute to creative conversations. And odds are, some of them or all of them will have had an idea or two that's going to blow your mind. This is a great opportunity to not only make them feel heard, but to gather some fresh ideas from people with another perspective. Tip number 3, get creative. Just like number 2, when you've tapped out your creative team, the best way to get new ideas is to ask new people. In our previous tip, we told you to look internally to members of your team who aren't typically included in creative, idea-generating conversations. And now for our third tip, we're really telling you to get really creative and look externally. For example, use social media to reach out to your audience for help. Send an email out to your client list. Ask a few loyal customers to come in for a roundtable survey. There are so many ways you can try this concept, but the whole point is to connect with people that are familiar with your brand, product, and services and use them to get entirely fresh ideas or inspiration. For example, you could hold a social media competition where you provide a tagline and then ask participants to submit ads of their own. Participants could choose the medium, the messaging, the look, etc. And before you know it, you'll have a ton of new ideas to inspire your own team or even use as a cool continuation of a competition, providing potentially months worth of content. Number 4, look to your competition. They say imitation is the best form of flattery, but we say imitation is just laziness. Did we just hurt your feelings? Sorry, not sorry. Instead, our 4th tip wants you to look to your competition, but only for inspiration, not imitation. Spend time reviewing your competitors. Generate a spreadsheet of topics, themes, tactics, and other details that inspire you, are relevant to your business, were especially successful, or were consistent among multiple competitors. Once you create these lists, gather your teams from various departments. Remember tip 2, and use each concept as a launch point for brainstorming. Make sure they don't see or know where these concepts came from, which will allow them to genuinely bounce unique ideas off one another without subconsciously reverting back to the competitor's exact concept or any kind of bias they might have towards your competitors. And finally, tip 5, look to the future. Who wouldn't be inspired when they see all the hottest emerging trends, technology, and techniques that are coming to your industry? From innovative software and tools to the latest trainings and educational opportunities, learning about the latest and greatest can not only inspire you to update your business offerings, but to also take what could be outdated ways of thinking about your industry and transform them into new and exciting concepts perfect for your next marketing campaign, social media strategy, or ad series. While repetition and lack of evolution can hinder creativity, new and exciting changes to your industry can rejuvenate business owners and employees alike, encouraging them to come up with new ideas. In a world where ads are littered throughout our Instagram feeds, stuffed in our inboxes, and plastered everywhere we look, it's more important than ever to be creative and authentic so that your messaging stands out among not only your competition, but also the sea of other businesses trying to grab your audience's attention. It's a tall order to always be on your creative game, but using today's tips will alleviate the pressure and stress that is ultimately holding back your creative process. Remember, Vinci Digital is versed at working alongside brands to find new and creative ways to tell their stories while effectively reaching their target audiences. And we've helped hundreds of brands create more opportunities for growth in their business. We understand the importance of standing out while also staying true to your brand values. We would love to help your business out of your creative rut and into an impactful strategy that will ensure business growth. If you are interested in digging deeper and learning more about how our team can alleviate your content, feel free to send us a message or leave a comment below this video. Thanks for hanging out with me today, everyone. I'll chat with you again soon.